So I'm really sorry for the technical difficulties that I've just faced. So I'm still back. We have 3 minutes left in qualifying for round 5, and we have on provisional pole Tigerism 131.0. We still have Amir without a time and Gabs without a time, which is very interesting from both of Amir and Gabs. You know, we have Amir now. I think he is on a flying lap. Now heading in the DRS zone. And 131.5 from Amir, which put him 4th fastest. I think that's pretty decent time. Oh, Connor was just about to hit the wall, but I think he managed not to. He regained control of his car, and he should be fine. Let's see AV, who's also spinning right at the exit of the corner, heading into the DRS zone. Onboard with Laikala, who is just flying lap. New Tiger is looking not to give him any tow. Laikala seems to be fast. And actually going a bit slower out of sector 2, 2/10 down from his personal best. And qualifying is over for the drivers who are not yet on a flying lap. So Tigerism and AV won't do a new lap. You know, let's see if Connor is gonna be able to get that pole, since Tigerism and AV no longer have time for another flying lap. And actually, we still have Gabs, who always gets pole in the final moments of qualifying. So we'll see now. And actually, he retired from the session. Oh my god. So that will be the end of his pole streak, and actually a bitter end. You see, we're starting from the bottom of the pack, P16. Meanwhile, we have Connor now up fastest middle sector. How much Connor will do on 131.336. I don't know if that's not fastest time, but he's gonna be P2, I reckon. If I'm not wrong, he's gonna be P2. Yeah, it's gonna be Connor P2. Tigerism on pole. This is Alpine. A 131.038. Connor is second in his McLaren. AV third. Right behind him is Amir fourth. And we're gonna have Elias fifth. 6 for Flip. 7 for Lykola. 8 for Alten. And we have 9 for Make. 10 for Mati, rounding up the top 10 who are all on softs. And we're gonna have Vans, Myrowell, Seb, Hank, Mooman and Gabs with no time at the bottom of the pack. So it's gonna be dry weather for the start of the race, even though there's gonna be rain towards the end of the race, or maybe not, but radar shows that there's gonna be rain at the end of the race. So I wonder how that change things. So now for a formation lap for this 28 lap race, and Tigerism will be leading the pack in lap 1. I don't know if he's gonna stay leading the pack throughout lap 1, but we'll see. So we're gonna have the whole top 10 on the soft. We're gonna have Vans go on the mediums, Mooman on the mediums, Gabs on the mediums, while the rest, Myrowell, Sebastian and Hank on the softs. So it's mostly gonna be a two-stopper for the soft runners, and that'll also depend on how many safety cars, if any, I hope not, we're gonna have, especially after the glitches we've had to encounter because of the safety car in Canada and in Hungary, which led to the race being red flagged and suspended for two weeks in a row. And hi Tash, we would have liked it better if you stayed with us. Well, it's okay. Good luck wherever you are. I see Connor is already eager. That's right. Yeah, the gearbox of Tiger. But that's the game, of course. So we're gonna have the back camera then, and it's on, and I don't have a decent view. Here we already have Connor, and an excellent start from Connor and from the Mercedes, and all three cars side by side into turn 1. Already have Connor into the lead, and we've got Tigerism and Amir also side by side. We have Tigerism come ahead It's still going on with both Tigerism and Amir into sector 1. We got Connor go away with a very excellent start from Connor into the lead for turn 1. And also Amir quickly overtaking Ilyes off the start. I see Flip, the other Mercedes, also launching his attack on the Red Bull, but not enough space from Flip for an overtake. Meanwhile, I think we have a beautiful battle between the two Haas drivers, Make and Alton, down in for P8. And the predicted pit stop strategy is gonna be either a 1-stop or a 2-stop, and yeah, the live timing as usual. And DRS was just enabled, so it's gonna be, I think it's most probably gonna be a 2-stop for the soft runners, except if someone is Dr. Pirelli here. If we have a Sergio Perez in our midst. You know, we had Tigerism apparently back in the lead, but I wasn't able to capture it. Connor will be having DRS. So, oh, a very bad exit from Connor, and which will give the chance to Amir, who is also gonna have DRS, and Connor is without DRS. No, he doesn't. I don't know why I heard the beep. Anyways, see, we've had Lycala and Flip side by side into turn 12, and here Lycala from the outside, and then also from the outside this time, and ahead of Flip into P6. An excellent move from the McLaren driver, but apparently, oh, and a bad exit here, which Flip's trying to take advantage of, and going wide. Do a little bit of contact in the two drivers. And then fastest lap from Tigerism. Actually, DRS has been enabled now. Okay. Said. Oh, again, I missed the lead. We have a fantastic battle for the lead. Tigerism and Connor cruising in through sector 1. I think Tigerism is more comfortable in his car than Connor in sector 1, which is a series of high-speed corners. Let's see who's gonna get a better exit out of turn 11. Tigerism will have DRS and will be able to go for the overtake heading into turn 12. And now they can head side by side. I can see, oh my god, I don't want this camera. And Tigerism easily ahead of Connor. That was classic overtake. Of course, Connor is not gonna give up this easy. And I'm pretty sure the timings on the live timing aren't correct, but there we go, having Connor again this time with DRS, and a fast lap was from AV, and 135.7 is down in P5, but it's not far from the top, so it's still very close in the top 5, and it's a little bit of a DRS train. Tiger is in a little bit of time over Connor. Connor is a little bit far, but he's still gonna have DRS heading into turn 12. I don't think that's gonna be enough for him to get close enough. No, it's not. So if we could go back here, it's really a nice view from Avy's car. And again with the battle for P1, Tigerism and Connor again with DRS. That's another fastest lap from Tiger. It's just going down here, down the midfield, in European battle for P8, the battle of the Hasses here in their home Grand Prix, and we have yellow flags in Sector 1. I think it's anything serious. Very intense defending here from Make, who's not giving Alton any room. And now Alton in turn 11 trying to go from the outside, and they still side by side, by Alton pulling away, and now Make is gonna have DRS. Both of them are gonna have DRS, which is gonna give him a little bit of advantage to Alton. He's now P8 after a well orchestrated move, but the lunge from the inside into turn 12 give Make the position again. And ooh, contact between Make and Alton. That was a pretty risky move from Alton. Now he's lost 2 positions, and he's gonna lose another one if the Alfa Romeo catches. Alton went for a very risky move, and I think it's pretty much his fault after losing the position again to Make. Let's see here, Gabs is making a very good climb up the ranks, and he's on the mediums, and now we will start at P16, and now easily with DRS ahead of Make and into P8. And there's a little bit of contact, but Make's still got the tire advantage. I think Gabs got the pace advantage. He's faster than Make. We got Gabs going a little bit wide, and now Make is gonna have DRS, and yellow. I see the Mooman is struggling, a lot of yellow flags, and into turn 12 will Make go for that lunge from the inside, and he will go, but at Gabs from the outside had a better exit from turn 12, which made him defend his position well. That was a miscalculated move from Make, who's a very aggressive driver, and I think that's can be fun, very fun, especially for the viewers. Now back at the top 3, and both Amir and Connor have DRS. Let's see if Amir is gonna be able to catch up to Tigerism, even though Tigerism isn't allowing him to take any grip, but he was off the racing line. We've had Motti switch to the mediums and Mooman switch to another set of softs. Meanwhile, back down near Make and Myra will rail side by side. Turn 13. Let's see now again if turn 15 and 16 and a penalty from Myra will taking the inside line and Myra will spinning. Oh, that's very pity. He was well defending his position. And, you know, we had Tigers and later of the race now go into the pits and for a set of mediums, which will be giving Amir the lead now. And yellow flags again. I think that's also a rebel of Myrol. Make also going into the pits now. So I reckon Tigerism is gonna go for a 2-stop. Well, we still don't know if there's gonna be rain. The clouds suggest there will be rain, but you never know, the radars may deceive us. And the virtual safety car is just being called. I think it was yellow flags here with Hank. Yeah, I want to see his front wing. I don't want to. Come on. And yeah, he got no front wing. Now let's see now if the top driver is gonna switch. I'm gonna pit now since we have virtual safety car or not. Will they extend their stint? Amir is staying out. Now Connor is going into the pits. And also AV. So Amir is gonna extend his stint. I mean, Amir is very well known for his excellent tire saving skills, and Connor to the mediums, and AV is serving, no, AV actually not serving anything. AV switching to the softs instead, and the drive-through penalty for Elias for speeding under the safety car. And also for Motti. Nothing worse. Oh, and Elias spinning now. So he just had a virtual safety, sorry, he just had a drive-through penalty, and now he's spinning here between sector 1 and 2. And he's gonna, I think that's not pleasant for Elias. Meanwhile, we have the two Mercedes leading the race now. Actually, 1-2, and not both of them are leading the race. It also should be noted that Gabs, who started on the mediums and now P4 after a series of well-planned overtakes, is now in P4. So I reckon he's gonna switch to the hards. I don't know if he's gonna go for something else. And for some reason we have Hank on the inters, even though it doesn't start. There's no grip at all on these inters, so I wonder why. The gap to the leader, and it's 16 seconds from Connor to Amir. So if Amir goes into the pits, he's gonna come out behind Connor, and also behind, so I think behind AV. Yeah, he's gonna be behind AV. So I don't know if Amir's gonna try to go for a 1-stop, but that that plan won't work if there was gonna be rain at the end. Well, we'll see. I think Alton lost grip and was off the track in Sector 1. And let's see here, we have a very close between AV Gabs and Tigerism. Now AV is on fresh softs, so he does have the tire advantage. And we have now Flip going into the pits, Amir's teammate, and to another set of softs. So I bet Amir's gonna pit next lap because he's losing a lot of time to Connor. Sorry. And back again, AV with DRS, and now heading into turn 12. And Hank, who is an outlapped car, shouldn't have been in the way, but that was pretty close, which made Tiger lose a lot of time. You can see now with AV right at his gearbox. Let's stay out of turn 20. And I think a much better exit from AV, and then we're gonna have DRS heading into turn 1. Will he be close enough? And AV's not gonna go for the move. Meanwhile, we still have Amir out, so he's surely gonna go for that one stop. Meanwhile, here we have the McLarens, and I think that's Lycala letting Connor by, letting him pass since he's on the better tires. I think that's a nice gesture from Lycala. Lycala losing another position. I don't think he'll let Tigers pass. Lycala should be pitting soon since he's losing a lot of time. And no, so Lycala is doing an Amir probably. And now AV easily ahead of him. AV is on the fresh softs and the fastest lap from Tigerism actually. I thought it should have went to AV. Actually a Flip, a 134.1 from Flip. And AV should be getting that fastest lap since he's on the softs and needs to take as much as advantage as he can. And there we go. I can see the droplets of water. So we are having a little bit of rain down lap 13. this is where the fun begins. And we have a virtual safety car. So yeah, this is where the fun begins. And I wonder how many laps until the track is wet and it's not. And a drive-through penalty for I don't know who. And Tiger Zemu is, I think, switching to wet tires. So maybe it was Amir's plan all along to extend his soft stint and go immediately to the wet tires. That may have been his plan, and Connor should be taking it easy on those mediums since the track is getting wet. We have Tigerism switch to the inters, but we still have DRS enabled. So I guess it's pretty drivable on the wet and the slicks for now. We have Vans now switched to the inters. That's two drivers on the inters for now. Meanwhile, AV, who is hunting down Connor, AV with the better tires. And Amir is staying out one more lap. The rain is getting a little bit heavier now. AV with DRS is right behind Connor. And Leica fitting to the inters. And we just had the first retirement from the race, and it's Vans who is here, and the safety car has just been called, the first safety car of the race in lap 24. And as you can see, Vans here on the straight, and I don't think you can see him. Vans spinning his car. I don't think it's in the track is wet enough to it's wet enough. And I think it's wet enough, but not enough for it to start pushing the inters. And there we can see the water forming on the track. That'll be a safety car. And that's gonna work out well for Amir's plan. And Amir finally letting go of those softs and will be pitting. Also, everyone should be pitting now, and also the top three, and I think Flip will also follow them. They're all gonna switch for the inters. And Amir is gonna come out P1. That's gonna come out leading the race. So this plan worked out perfectly, as it always does. And I hope this time the safety car doesn't screw up, because we really need one normal race after 2 consecutive weeks of glitches and red flags. And yeah, actually, I did not notice Mason, thank you. And for some weird reason, Flip is switched to the mediums. I don't know if he thinks he's driving some kind of boat, or if he thinks he's Aquaman, but he's still on the mediums. I can see that track is very wet. And yeah, it must have been a mistake, so he's now pitting. Also, Elias pitting. I don't know why there's sparkles coming out of this curb. Let's see if it's like another building. Yeah, I don't know what's happening to this sausage curb. So I suppose that's gonna have another lap of the safety car. Since we have a couple of drivers still not catching up to the queue. So I'm pretty sure we'll be back racing in lap 19 of the race with only 10 laps left to go, and these wet conditions and the rain isn't stopping, so Amir making life hard for the safety car driver, Bernd. You know why he's so impatient. I think Amir is trying to keep his rear tires as warmed up as possible. And the safety car will be in this lap. As I've said, we're going to be racing back again in lap 19 of this race with 10 laps left to go. Who will take the checkered flag home and win the American Grand Prix? And Amir slowing down the pack a lot for warming up his tires. He needs to have a good start. It's going to be tricky to know who's going to be the better driver in the wet conditions. And crossing the line, and we have green flags, and Amir pulling away in 1 second out of Connor. We have a lot of gaps now. Let's see Flip, who's gonna try to go from the inside into turn 1, and Dr. Rain, we could call him, but he lost the position again after a better exit from Myro out of turn 1. Flip, who's well known for his very good driving skills in the wet. Amazing. Now heading into turn 11, will he try to go from the inside again, and this time out of turn 11 and Flip from the inside and into the straight of the DRS zone. I think Myro was forced outside of the track, and Flip is now P8. Meanwhile, we also have Gabs into turn 12 now trying to overtake Tigerism, and will also go from the inside and easily ahead of him. But will Tiger now try to go from the outside of turn 13, but that's no, and Tigerism I think struggling to have excellent grip. And Amir now with a commanding lead of 1 second, about of 1 second. You can see in its last lap it was a 2:48.7. Actually, no. Nope, those were the laps under the safety car. So let's see now how it's gonna be, how the lap difference between Amir and Connor will be. With 9 laps left to go in this American Grand Prix, and the life timings are messed up, but this has been a very exciting. Sorry, and I'm sure now if Mason is watching, he's gonna keep reminding me that my controller turned off for the rest of my life, and I'm sorry. And Amir trying to break the slipstream because, but as I can see, Connor is gaining ground and cutting that lead from 1 second into about 0.6 now. So he is lapping faster. Or not. let's see who got the fastest lap point. And it's Flip actually. I hope he doesn't crash out and he actually gets the fastest lap point, because it's impossible that anyone will beat that point, beat that time that was set on dry conditions. So let's see, Connor now getting real close behind Amir, taking it very easy into turn 1, because I'm sure it's very slippery and the rain is very heavy. He's gonna have out of turn 11, and that's a very good exit from Connor out of turn 11. Myrowell and Make on turn 13, and they were very close. Connor, Myrowell really taking it very easy on the throttle. Well, let's see here. Tigers and Gabs and Lykola, who are very close. The battle for P3, the battle for the podium here in Austin.